Basically, squatting in Ireland is, I believe, not something that's very widespread or well known, but there have been some, let's say, some squatting movements in Dublin before, and also elsewhere in the country, although I know more about the movements in Dublin. For example, there was this squat on Leeson Street by the Magpie Collective in 2003-2004 that went on for 9 months, and some people described it even as Dublin's best kept secret because of the fact that it's not very widespread squatting, or it's not well known as far as I can see anyway, in my experience. And then previously in 2003 I had places like Disco in Parnell Street, which I don't think lasted very long, maybe a month. So I mean, it happens, but I don't think it's well known. Other places that other movements I can think of was in the 70s. There was in 1976 there was some protests against waiting lists in council housing, and some people actually decided to squat certain council houses, and there was a few failed evictions. I don't think it's as major as in other cities, maybe even in England, like in London or Bristol, and abroad in Barcelona and places like that. As for myself, my experiences, I mean, I don't have a huge experience of it. I've been in some squats before, been some in Italy, primarily over there, and the legal situation there is more lenient towards squatters in certain ways. It also depends on where you go. Like, I mean, here and to a certain extent over in Britain, the authorities are all the same. You don't have a lot of regional authorities. Over in Italy, if you go from one town to another, there could be two or three different authorities dealing with things like squatting, housing, anything like that, and laws in general, local laws. I think there's a stigma attached to it that shouldn't be there.